So, I have been making these videos for almost 2 months now, and in every single video of mine, I ask you guys if you have any comments, feedback, or any perhaps suggestions for me to make my next video on. And while I was scrolling through my comments, I saw some really constructive feedback. And one of the comments which really kind of stuck with me was that, yes, we appreciate your efforts that you're trying to help this students community, but what would really help us, especially the people who are yet to begin their journey, to pursue their dreams, to pursue their degrees in a foreign country, to guide us how to take that first step, how to take admission in a foreign university, how to go about it, what are the things to consider, and what is really that process through which we can really take admission in a foreign university. And that really made me think that's really quite a legit comment, because there's so many misconceptions, there's so many doubts, there's so many questions people may have in their minds when it comes to taking admission in a foreign university, what things to consider, how to go through application process. And that made me think that why don't I make a video why don't I make a video on that? So in today's video, I'm going to take you through simple, very basic 8 steps which will help you to take that first step in your journey, which means that you'll be able to take admission in a foreign university. Stay tuned, and I will be talking all about that. Hello everybody, this is Dr. Samreen, and I am a full-time academic in the UK, but I also started my journey as a full-time international student in the UK, and therefore I am making these videos to help you guys out in your journey as in a foreign country as an international student. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can easily get through your first hurdle, which is to take admission in a foreign university. 8 simple steps, and I really hope that you will learn through it. Step number 1. First of all, you need to decide what you would like to study. Now, that's $1 million question, I know, but nobody else can take that decision for you. You ultimately have to take that decision for yourself. So, for example, things you should really consider while making the decision could be, your areas of interest. For example, the degree you have studied in your home country, what kind of areas or subjects you really felt engaged with, or you really were interested in. Secondly, you can also decide your course of study based on your future careers goal. For example, if you would like to go further in digital marketing, if you see yourself more on the business side of it, maybe if you want to work in HR, or these days it's a lot more about business analytics. So where do you really see yourself in future? So based on your personal interest, as in what really motivates you, what really engages you, what really captivates or captures your interest when you're studying that particular subject, or what career would you like to choose in the future. And one easy way to do that is try to filter out the jobs which really interest you, right? So for example, if you just Google your preferred jobs, it could be in analytics, it could be marketing, it could be anything, and then look at their job descriptions to see what are the skills they're asking people to apply for, or look at what are the qualifications they're asking you, what kind of master's degree or undergraduate degree they're asking people to have in order to apply for that job. So going through these basic and simple steps can really help you to understand what study options or what subject areas you would really like to study, because once you have decided that big question, as in what would you like to study, the next process would become even more easier. Step number 2. So once you have finalized that this is the course I would like to study, the second step is very basic, simple. Just Google the course, that which universities in the world are offering that course. And the reason why would you do that, just to kind of compare and contrast to see, okay, which universities are offering this, also which countries, and which country would you like to go in. For example, would you like to come to the UK? Would you like to go to the US or Canada, Australia, or any other countries? So once you have listed the country you would like to go in, the next steps would be even more smoother for you, because you would know that this is a course I would like to study and this is a country I would like to go, and then I will see what happens next. Step number 3. Once you have decided the course you would like to study and the country you would like to go in, now at the third point, it's time to conduct some research. Yes, you heard me right. So get your pen and paper or your smart device and start to collate all the information you can gather about the university. So first of all, of course, what kind of content the course is offering you, which you would like to study, which city that university in, what are their student life in that university, what kind of different opportunities you may have as a student in that university. Are they promising you a good student experience? What is their world ranking? What are the part-time work opportunities you may have there? What's the accommodation like in that city or even near the university? What is the location of the university? Also, what are the part-time work opportunities available in that university? Do they have any services available within the university, or perhaps are there any services they might provide you to even find you the right part-time work opportunity? So try to collate all this information to make sure that you know every single thing before finalizing your choice, because you see, it's not only about your degree, it's not only about you getting the admission and studying a degree, but it's also about your personal experience, because that's very important for your not only personal growth but also professional growth, because universities would offer you, of course, studies but also network opportunities, and therefore it's very important for you to make the wise choice for yourself in order to see, okay, this university I would like to go to because of these reasons. So once you have collated all the information, just assess, compare and contrast and see which university really you are leaning towards more, and what could be your reasons of doing that before you move on to the final stages of applying in the university. Step number 4, check the entry requirement of your chosen university in your selected city and in your chosen country. So for example, some universities would not take students in certain courses if you have scored less than a certain percentage as per the requirement. So it's very important for you to read the eligibility criteria. Sometimes on the websites you would see eligibility criteria, sometimes you would see that information under entry requirements. Alongside the grades you have already achieved in your first degree, which is very important. Secondly, you would also see language requirement. Now, some universities have language requirement as in, you need to have certain bands in IELTS, for example 6 or 7, and some universities might have a different criteria as well, and therefore it becomes really important for you to check the entry requirement / eligibility criteria, because there's no point of wasting your time and just filling in the applications if you don't fulfill the criteria. So do that before making the next step. Step number 5. Now this becomes a bit more tricky, because I know many people find it really hard to go abroad to pursue their dreams and for their degrees, considering the financial challenges. And this is why it's very important that you also try to investigate any scholarship opportunities in those universities. For example, for myself as well, I also had secured scholarships for my MBA and PhD. And so it's very important for you as well to try and find out what different kind of scholarships might be available. Now, in the UK, for example, you can find a range of scholarships, from Commonwealth to Chevening scholarships to Great Scholarship. There are so many different schemes, which is of course run by the government and other organizations in partnership with each other. But apart from that, every university also offers various different kinds of scholarships. For example, there is a scholarship for if you are really good at a certain sport, music, any other extracurricular activity. There are scholarships in terms of academic excellence if you have done really well in your previous degrees. So always find out what different scholarship opportunities are available for you before taking the next step, for the reason being, because if you can avail the opportunity of taking the scholarship, why not? Step number 6. So after doing all the research you have done so far, this is the time now to fill in your admission application form. Now, there are 2 different ways to do that. One is via UCAS and one is via university website. You may ask me the difference between the 2. So UCAS website or UCAS services are available for some of the PG courses. Only few selected universities have partnered with UCAS when it comes to PG courses, I mean postgraduate courses, because for example in the UK, all the undergraduate courses go through UCAS, and you have to fill in your application forms, through UCAS. But when it comes to PG courses, there are some courses which are still you can apply through UCAS and selected universities. One good thing about UCAS is that it really gives you kind of a platform where you can save all your favorite programs. You can filter your searches in terms of different courses, so you don't have to search on every single university's website. You can simply search on UCAS website all the courses you're looking for, different specialization you're looking for, and UCAS would give you all the information. And that's really a good thing in UCAS, that you can also use that as a source where you can collate all the information and come back to it whenever you need it. On the other hand, you can also apply via university website, which personally I think I would recommend as well, because once you have conducted all your research already, you already have all the information based on which you're going to make the decision. So go to the university website and start filling in your application form. Step number 7. So when you open the university application form, you would be asked a range of information. For example, from your basic information, your name, surname, date of birth, country, passport numbers, this, that, and the other, of course, to your chosen course. And the most important thing is your personal statement. Now, personal statement becomes really, really very important, because that really helps the assessor to identify what kind of student you would be and what is your motivation to pursue your studies. So please make sure that you do a really good job of personal statement, and don't leave it to too late, because these application forms take really long time. Now again, some universities would ask you to upload a personal statement, and some universities would have some questions for you to address them or to answer them. And what I normally would do, I would make one personal statement, and just to kind of have an idea of what would you write in a personal statement. And when you see certain questions, you can always tailor them as per that university's guideline or their requirements. And finally, step number 8. Now, when you're filling in the application form, most of the times universities would not ask you for any fee. So up until this point, it's all free. You have not paid a single penny up until this point. So you have submitted your form, and as a result, fingers crossed, you would receive an offer. It could be a conditional offer, or it could be an unconditional offer. If it's an unconditional offer, hooray, you have made it, and now you start prepping to apply for your visa, and you start prepping for your travel as well. But if it's a conditional offer, you would look at what condition the university have made, and you will try to fulfill that condition. For most of the times, if you have not done IELTS up until that point, you would be asked to do an IELTS test, which is an English language test, with certain bands required for your course. So following these 8 simple and very basic steps, anybody can really apply to a foreign university. I really hope this video was helpful. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time. As always, please share your comments and feedback. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.